That last video made me think of our president. Um, I, I'm not very fond of him, um, but I would be loyal. He's our president. Um, I am much alone, but I am very heartened that of the Democratic candidates, a lot of them, I could, any one of them, there are at least 15 of them that I would be very happy if they were president. I really think I would like to have a woman president. I like Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris. But I'm not tied down yet, so they're girls. And Pete Buttigieg, I believe his name is, or Mr. Biden. I could go with him, although I think I would like a younger person. I'm very heartened that the things after the election last November, the Democratic Party sent me a thing about what issues were important to me, and I put health care, and as my primary, and that seems to be a big thing for this election, and that's good. I want everybody in this country to have health care. That is a right, I believe, in a wealthy country like ours. Nobody should have to worry about that. I'm very, very positive about that, and the other things that they're talking about too. I feel very connected to these candidates, which is heartening. Anyway, I was thinking about Trump from this last little video that I did, and all this fake news stuff. He's always saying, "Oh, the mainstream media, it's all fake news. What I say, what comes out of my mouth is the truth." Yeah. And I live next to the dinosaurs, and Fred Flintstone and Wilma come over all the time. Anyway, I'm a very emotional guy. I tell myself little stories, or I don't know, like I'll be watching a movie and I will dream up what I want to happen to the bad guy or bad girl, or I will think of a romantic situation, maybe put myself in that with some guy I maybe see in the street, or maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's just like I will be the hero guy, because if the world needed me to be the hero guy, we'd be up shit creek. But I would aspire to that. I aspire to that. I would have made a terrible soldier, but I fantasize sometimes about being a soldier and taking command and taking charge and saving people. Believe me, if you need me to save you, you're in trouble. No matter what your crisis is. But I fantasize about that. So that's fake stuff. But I know it's fake, and I don't live my life that it's real, or that it's going to happen. I never think that it's going to happen. I think that sometimes Trump thinks that if he says it enough, it will be true. This whole fake news thing, I mean, does that make me a fake person because I think that way sometimes? I don't think so. I don't feel, I know that it's not true, those things. But, and I know that Trump says those things for political reasons or to get his way. And he does things to obstruct people. He obstructs. But anyway, I don't know. I was really worried. I've been thinking about him and this fake news stuff, and for a while I was really scared. I got scared back in the 70s with the Nixon thing, and I was a little boy when he was elected in '68. I was like 11, and I wanted him to be president. My whole family was Republican, and gosh, if that evil Hubert Humphrey got in, what would become of the country? Evil Hubert Humphrey. Anyway, so back then, I was really frightened. In fact, I even kind of wished that we had a monarchy back then. And I looked over to Great Britain and I thought, well, not that I wanted us to still be part of Great Britain or to have their royal family, but I looked at their queen and I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about the monarchy or Elizabeth back then. Now I admire her very much. But, she's had, I'm 62, so she's had all of her reign to grow on me. So, and she has. And I'm sure she's very relieved that she has, in a positive way. I'm sure she was worried about it. Anyway, but at the time I thought, not that I didn't have a monarch in mind, but I thought, well, if we had a monarchy, because the president is heading towards impeachment, and then he was out of office, and it was just such a dark time. And I thought, if there had been a monarchy, I don't know, George Washington and his stepson's descendants or daughter's descendants, or I don't know, whatever, it would be a stable thing, because we were in a chaotic time. Now, I'm glad that we don't have a monarchy, but at the time I was so frightened, and there was a time here with this president I was frightened, and I was listening to people in the media that I trust, saying that he won't go away, and I was frightened about that. But then there was that thing where all of the major organizations under him said, came out and said, no, we're not, they contradicted him. And I realized, people are following his footsteps. He has people in his place, and it's getting worse, I know, but the military isn't going to, he decides, if he sadly, horribly wins in 2020, he's not going to be able to stay on forever and ever. I don't care what he does. That's just not going to happen here. I don't care, Mr. President. Tweet your worst. You're not going to tweet your way into foreverdom. You're not going to tweet your way into being our emperor, Mr. Orange. So, and I really feel that. And when I saw those people stand, and then when he confronted them, they didn't confront him. He said they let him have a press conference and say that it was all a misunderstanding, and it's all blown over and it's all taken care of. But they didn't back down. They didn't say that. So I feel very positive that we're going to be safe from him. We just have to survive him. And hopefully we'll get, a Democratic president in 2020. And like I said, there's a lot of good choices out there. So I'm feeling better about that. And he doesn't scare me anymore. I wish someone would sew his mouth shut sometimes, but I'm sure his wife does too. Probably his children. Maybe not Ivanka, I don't know. I'm getting into things I don't really know and I shouldn't be speaking about. I mean, he's out there being orange and silly, so like I said in my last video, if you go out there and you're in the office, you're going to get hit. So I'm hitting you, Mr. President, verbally. So if you ever hear this somehow, you can tweet on me. I don't follow tweets. I'd never follow yours, so I will never know. Bye.